Alright then, these are my predictions for UFC 241. I thought I'd do this one because it's such a big event, so many brilliant fights. These will be the fights that I will be predicting today. So yeah, the three main fights. Let's do this. Alright then, so first fight I will be predicting will be Paulo Costa versus Romero. Two very dangerous guys. Costa's just ridiculously hungry, honestly. I know he's only beaten Hendricks and Uriah Hall, and obviously in the Hall fight, Hall was getting him with a jab, but that knockout was brilliant. And the Hendricks knockout, Hendricks is a massive welterweight, and he's a decent, I'll say he's a decent sized middleweight. So it wasn't a big win, but obviously him just wrecking Hall like that was a very good win, so much respect to him. But we haven't seen loads from Paulo Costa, but he is massive. He's fucking bulky as hell. So, just a huge, tough, hungry guy. Not really much that we've seen from him, though. Romero, again, really, really dangerous dude. The Weidman finish was insane. He beat Tim Kennedy, Souza. I'm pretty sure he beat Machida. Both the Whittaker fights were just mad. He knocked out Rockhold. I know, obviously, Romero hasn't fought since 225, but I think Romero. The thing is, he's had both his shots at the title, hasn't he? And both those fights were really, 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 really tough. Obviously, I know in the second one he should have won that one. Really, I know he missed weight, but still. They should have either given it a draw because he missed weight, or they should have given it to Romero because he absolutely fucked up Whittaker for a lot of it. So, but Romero wouldn't have got the belt because he missed weight. But it would have still been a win for him. Personally, I don't know if Romero will be as hungry for this fight because he's like he's like 42 or nearly 43, and I just feel like Paulo Costa really, really wants this badly. So yeah. I'm going to have to go for Costa on this one. I think he'll be able to pull it off, He's just a really, really good fighter. Really, really hungry fighter, Just a really, really tough guy, really. Obviously, I'm not taking anything away from Romero. Like I say, this one is a very, very close one, I really don't know who's going to win. But if you go back, all of Paulo Costa's fights are all just finishes. And all of them are either in round 1 or round 2. So, you've just got to give it to Paulo Costa, really. I know there's a chance, we haven't seen him in the later rounds. He could get gassed. Even though Romero, he dishes it, he's sort of just defensive. And then he pours it on, when he sees an opening. But I just think Paulo Costa's, offensive game, his striking's just too much, and I don't think Romero will want to go forward too much against him. I feel like Romero will just be mostly defending. If he does go forward, I feel like he can get hit with some serious stuff, and I feel like that's where the knockout will come. So I'm going for Paulo Costa, like I say, really close, but I'm going for Paulo Costa. Next is another very close fight, Pettis versus Diaz. Diaz has been out this really, really, really long. He hasn't fought since 202 against McGregor. He looked good in that fight, but again, it's been such a long time, since August 2016. Time flies. It's crazy how long he's been out for, and now he hasn't done much. He was meant to fight Dustin Poirier. I think Poirier would have beaten him, but it would have been a fairly close fight. I know Diaz's boxing's brilliant, but yeah, he's been out of this for a really, really long time. And you've got Pettis in his last fight managed to knock out Stephen Thompson. No one has been able to knock out Thompson the way Pettis has. Pettis, like I know, didn't he sort of bounce off the cage a bit, and then he just clocked Thompson, and Thompson just was out cold, finished. It was crazy. No one's ever done that to Thompson. And what's mad is that Pettis didn't watercut at all. He 170, he trains fitness and gets down to 170 quite easily. So, didn't watercut at all, but Thompson probably watercut bloody 15 pounds, so Thompson had a big weight advantage on him by fight night, and he still managed to knock him out cold. But Thompson is there to be hit with his style, hands down, bouncing back and forth. And to be honest, I know it sounds like I'm going to go for Pettis, but Diaz isn't there to be hit, let's be real. He leans in and out with his punches. I know Pettis has got good kicks and good jiu-jitsu, but Diaz's jiu-jitsu is really good and Diaz's boxing's good. I suppose, again, really close fight. Pettis could chop his legs and, keep kicking him, I guess, and doing some funky stuff, but I don't think this wild stuff's going to work on Diaz. Diaz isn't there to be hit. I think Pettis will, as he's big on his striking. I think there will be some boxing exchanges and Diaz will win. I think Diaz can get a finish eventually, you know, just keep overworking him, and I think he can get a submission win. Really close. I think Diaz can do it. I think Diaz can get the job done. And now the main event, Stipe versus DC. What a fight. The first one, Stipe was beating, you know, DC for the first 2.5 minutes. I know DC, you know, he does lose the first few rounds sometimes. You know, he's won every fight apart from John Jones, and he's never lost at heavyweight. So he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. I know he's like big with his weight, but obviously his build, like how broad he isn't much of a big heavyweight, and in height he isn't much of a big heavyweight neither. But he proves to be quite good. I was also really impressed with how he did against Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is such a big, scary guy. We all knew he'd win, but like DC just tap him out in the second, and DC didn't have any adversity at all in that fight. So fair play, you know, because most people that fight Derek Lewis do end up having a bit of adversity, well, quite a bit thrown at them, really. But yeah, you've got Stipe, who's just a really hungry dude, and he isn't taking this line down. He's very angry. He wants this title back. He wants to get it back off DC, you know. Stipe is probably the greatest heavyweight ever because he's defending the title more times than anybody else in the heavyweight division. Because let's be honest, heavyweight, it's one punch you're out. So for him to defend it 3 times is absolutely insane. And to beat Francis Ngannou as well is pretty crazy. You know, not many people have managed to do that. I know Derek Lewis beat him, but Ngannou was a bit scared then. So, you know, yeah, really close fight. Really good fight, though. I do see Stipe winning this one because in the last one he was winning the first 2.5 minutes up until the eye poke. I know DC was defending quite well, and I think Stipe fought a lot smarter this time because Stipe's got an 80 reach on him, you know, and he kept like getting in the pocket with him constantly, and I'm just thinking, mate, your reach is mad. Why do you keep getting in the pocket? Why do you keep throwing that right hand in the pocket? Why not just keep it at a distance, keep jabbing him? At the end of the day, you got the reach over him. Stipe should have been wanting to get DC to come to him, not the other way around. Because even though DC's good at walking people down, Stipe's boxing's mad. He would run out to piece him up, I reckon. But yeah, I did look at the odds earlier before recording this final bit, and I've picked all underdogs for these 3 fights anyway. So yeah, you know, let's see what happens. Should be a great show. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.